Seriously, guys? Whatever happened to standalone films? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst comedy sequels.
Happy day, my ass.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're not just looking at how bad these movies are in their own right, we're specifically looking at how much worse they are compared to the first installments. We're also only considering direct sequels, so you won't find any reboots. But direct-to-DVD movies are okay.
I might have made a colossal mistake.
Number 10. Teen Wolf 2.
What are you so upset about? Upset? Styles? Me? Upset?
The original Teen Wolf is a classic, but Teen Wolf 2? People consider it a classic pile of, well, you know. Anyway, in this sequel, they replaced Michael J. Fox with Jason Bateman, which is a pretty good pick if we're being honest. Bateman's funny and a solid actor, but despite his charm, he couldn't save this movie.
Just because everything's going great for me doesn't give you the right to go off and start judging me.
Playing Fox's character's cousin, Bateman's college scholarship depends on his success in a big boxing match. So it's a good thing he has that Teen Wolf gene. Yep, that's the plot they chose, and audiences did not respond. Teen Wolf 2 holds a 7% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 9. Kindergarten Cop 2.
Children, this is Mr. Reed.
After the first Kindergarten Cop pulled in $202 million at the box office in 1990, a sequel made total sense. What did not make sense, however, was making that sequel 26 years later. Somehow, we think the franchise's buzz and humor may have been lost since then. Following a similar plot to the first film, the sequel features a law enforcement officer played by Dolph Lundgren, and not Schwarzenegger this time, who, goes undercover as a kindergarten teacher. In the new age of intelligent, evolved comedies, the big man juggling little kids shtick just did not land with crowds.
Okay, get your lunch boxes, guys.
Number 8. Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
And they came here in what was it?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So I guess you came here in Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Hot Tub Time Machine 1 had a pretty outrageous plot, but its strong cast and clever humor ensured quality and made it a cult classic.
Excuse me, miss. What color is Michael Jackson?
Black.
However, its follow-up didn't exactly garner the same praise. While John Cusack's departure wasn't the end of the world, especially considering the comedy chops of his replacement, Adam Scott, the cast just wasn't given enough to work with. In this one, Craig Robinson, Clark Duke, and Rob Corddry travel to the future and clown around again.
Let's go check out the future strip club situation.
High five.
But that wasn't enough for audiences. Hot Tub Time Machine 2 only grossed around $13 million, failing to recoup its budget.
Damn it.
Lizzie.
That's bullshit.
Number 7. Zoolander 2.
I will retire from modeling and live alone as a hermit crab.
Speaking of cult classics, Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson set a new standard for quotable hilarity in 2001's Zoolander, so a sequel was long overdue. But wow, were people upset when the final product came out. Part of the problem was the hype, because if this were a normal comedy bomb, nobody would be too upset. But this is a Zoolander movie.
A gig's a gig. I'm just doing this to get my son back.
The first was so great that fans found this sequel and its utter failure offensive. The film was criticized for relying too heavily on celebrity cameos rather than a strong script with quality jokes. Now well, we'll always have Zoolander 1.
Besides, I'm out of fashion.
Number 6. Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
Rob Schneider is a carrot. Okay, maybe not, but he was a gigolo in these two films, and that's almost equally outrageous.
Oh, don't worry about it, Deuce. Just Amsterdam. It's perfectly legal over here.
Now, the first Deuce Bigalow film was fairly popular. Sure, it didn't get great reviews, but it did gross over $90 million, and that ain't bad.
Any ladies need some entertainment tonight?
What is bad, at least according to both critics and fans this time, is the sequel. The European setting and murder mystery plot weren't well received. And while the movie didn't totally bomb, it didn't live up to the standards set by the first. More importantly, fans didn't enjoy its lack of humor. And when you're a cult film, you gotta please the fans.
I'd like to never see that.
Number 5. Blues Brothers 2000.
The Lord works in mysterious ways, Elwood.
This list just keeps reminding us of great movies, then brings us back to earth with the bad sequels. Like others on this list, the first Blues Brothers film is a certified classic. John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Carrie Fisher, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, John Candy, James Brown. Incredible! Sadly, the tragic loss of John Belushi in the 18 years between the first and second films meant the original Blues Brothers could not reunite, and the film suffered for it.
Get the hell out of my office right now!
John Goodman is a great actor, but he's just not Belushi.
Oh, but that ain't the way I want to be.
Fans didn't flock, and the second mission from God, winning the Battle of the Bands, didn't inspire.
I think you need a hug.
Number 4. Grown Ups 2.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was a cure for anger?
Alright, before you YouTube commenters start in on us, we know that our criteria said a big part of the consideration process depends on the first film. And we also know the first Grown Ups is despised by many and was critically panned. We know all this, but it also owned the box office. Earning $271 million means that more than a few people enjoyed it. Still, we're not giving the second film a box office pass. With 7% on Rotten Tomatoes and an even lazier script than the first, fans felt that Sandler and pals just found an excuse to get together and make a few bucks. But they seemed to forget the laughs.
Not funny, dude.
Number 3. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Always bet on Blart.
This one falls into a similar category as the previous entry. 2009's first installment was kind of enjoyed by fans and earned a strong showing at the box office. But wow, did fans and critics not receive the sequel well?
Holy crawfish.
Why? Well, it probably had something to do with the same old fat-shaming jokes and falling off the Segway humor. Even the New York Post, a tabloid newspaper, gave the film 1 out of 4 stars. Coming as a surprise to no one, Paul Blart 2 earned more than a few Razzie nominations. Number 2. Caddyshack II.
Oh, where were you? I've been looking for you all day.
Based on this and a lot of the entries on our list, a sequel suffers when it loses a star from the first installment. That rule can be multiplied for Caddyshack II, as not only did it lose 1 star from the first, it lost everyone but Chevy Chase. No Rodney Dangerfield, no Ted Knight, no Michael O'Keefe, no Bill Murray. The film failed to bring back all of those stars. Sadly, it also failed to bring in fans or impress critics.
Yeah, come on back anytime and we'll play a few holes.
It only earned $11.8 million and holds a 4% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
Damn, man, put on some draws. This is a family beach, not Chippendales.
Honey, what was that?
The raccoon.
He ain't my kid. I hate kids.
Number 1. Son of the Mask.
Give me back my son!
This one also falls victim to the pitfalls we've seen consistently on this list. It lost a star, it features a lazy plot, it performed poorly at the box office, and to be honest, poor Jamie Kennedy was in for a rough ride trying to replace Jim Carrey. It was unfair to expect him to live up to that level of physical comedy talent. Still, the film really needed a star to carry it, because the writing did not.
Just give me the mask.
I don't have it. I think my dog ate it.
Fans and critics lamented Son of the Mask for failing to deliver well-crafted jokes or scenes, instead relying on over-the-top special effects. Missing every mark, it's a fitting film to top this list.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.